Fairly quickly, and the straight dash in from Yumpy.
That was in one breath, by the way.
Oh, a close fight for Chronicle. He's going inside the smoke to duel the power of the right click, winning over the frenzy. As Gambit look to get back into this site with a man advantage, they will concede the spike plant. 2 spotted inside of Lamb's depot, wanting to pursue. Can't really afford to, and especially with that molly down. Now it's time to back off and look for another way, and they have plenty of time to get this done. Really just buying time for that flank to come in. Got Nats on the way up behind as Shade off.
Nice!
Oh no, the whole team is crumbling, and the flank's even being spotted. A disaster of a round with Nats going down. It is 1-0 Team Liquid getting away with a 4v5 retake attempt on Gambit's part, and flawlessly.
Yeah, it was like the wall that they put down created this just filthy crossfire that they
Nice
had, and the only person that seemed to be able to break that would have been Nats. But they kind of go, like, obviously you see the trip, I think, actually gives away his position. So there would have been somebody watching it anyway. But, like, I feel like if they just wait a couple more seconds, it's a bit more of an awkward fight. Instead, they just go running through and basically just go straight into a blender. So what play, obviously, Scream getting himself 3 kills is always going to be hugely beneficial. It's something we talk about
ACS
every time
average
we
combat
see him play
score.
Sage. And well, here comes that pincer blade, but it has been spotted.
Oh
However,
shit,
Mitch,
what a play.
Still working quite well.
Just around Rush B.
We're one of the first teams to actually start using this, I think, alongside the likes of FPX within Europe. And you're seeing the value that it brings, even far after the TP split came into play. I mean, we saw that many moons ago.
Yeah, I remember them doing this in buy rounds versus Fnatic the first time they were trying to qualify. This is, yeah, they've done this a lot to try and do
they did it in the last game we saw on Bind. And they did it in the same fashion. I'm pretty sure they lost the pistol in defense, and they did this exact crunch play. Maybe a little bit to read into there. But
the double swing, boys!
They still managed to
look at that
timing. The rest of the forces.
They knew it.
Surviving with 2 players in this round isn't necessarily a big win.
I don't know. Scream seems.
My father came to your beautiful country when I was a child. He had heard about the mythical vibranium. But the Black Panther said they had no vibranium to give.
I am not just a king on a throne. I am the Black Panther.
Your country crumbling at my feet.
Avengers, with me!
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Very happy about it. It might be because he has 447 ACS, 6 kills, and almost a res, but I don't know. There's plenty of other. I think it's also because, weirdly, I think the Sage Wall has won them both of these rounds, which I don't think that's something you're going to say too regularly. Like, it's
that
good
was so
for
beautiful.
executions normally, but Scream's positioning of it in both of these rounds has just funneled really awkward spots for Gambit, and they've not really been able to get anything done. Now, Nats, he's been watching this this guy on the other team called Link, and he's decided, you know what, I want a little bit of that. I think I can play the judge as well as him. So I'm going to go straight into Hookah, and I'm going to sit there for probably the entirety of the round.
Oh, no.
Entirety of the round? You mean the game, right?
Maybe
We're
not
talking about Nat's judge play. Okay, half. Let's say half. Oh, he's bailing. Nope. He's playing down a little bit lower. No.
Orb.
Over on the Team Liquid side.
Give Scream orb. Trade 1 for 1. Use res. Now you have 5v4 and better
weapon. Isn't
weapon.
really going to spot much. Just one guy up close.
Did you hear that,
means
chat?
very little at this early stage of the round.
Wait. Oh, they give Soulcast the orb?
The orb picked up. Surprisingly, not going to be invested into the res. Something they can actually utilize in this round.
This is something I don't like.
Gets a kill, which, you know, that is something you can normally bank on. Redgar going to be in a fairly good position, but it's Guardian to play with, and they're going to get nice and close.
Nice.
And that's where that gun falls apart. In fact, the whole round does. 3 entries coming in. They had a decent position. Who could control, and nothing goes the way of Gambit. It's starting the same way, Mitch. A slow start again.
That was very similar to a jet dash, what we just saw from Sulcas.
Oh, they gave
the funny
screen
thing is
the
he
plant.
doesn't even find
Smart.
a kill for it or a death. I think that's been the story of his game
Gampy
so
hurt.
far. If I'm not
Gampy
mistaken,
hurt them,
he's 0-0-0. He's just kind of existing at the moment, but using himself as a distraction, jumping into the side. His teammates easily take those duels onto players that are trying to deal with Sulcas. There's pretty much no choice but a save for Gambit. They have opted for that, making it all the way into the attacker's spawn.
Why did they give screen the plant? Because it was one of his
in
ult.
quite early days of their, of their economy as well. They don't really want to hunt them down.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive boost for their economy as well. As you mentioned, like they're surviving the last one with only a couple of players alive. To come back into this one with a bonus that actually had a rifle or 2 in there as well. This is massive for them because they've now been able to retrieve some extra weaponry. They've had a boost, and it becomes a little bit awkward for Gambit because they're in a spot now where, sure, they could try and drop a couple of weapons over and go for another like sort of 4-spy-esque round. But this was the main thing that bit them in the last map, was the fact that they seem to have so many weak buys that they never really like had every single player able to pull out a rifle. So I'm hoping for their sake that, oh, please no.
That's a lot of buckies.
That's too many. That's too many buckies.
Oh god.
Gambit are a strange team. I'm not sure what has spawned this obsession with the bookie, but we'll see if they find any sort of reward with it. Or they're playing 1 on long and 1 in hookah. And the hookah player has just pushed all the way up. I presume the Viper wall is up right now. A good shot by Chronicle. Quickly connected. Second ult orb for Sulcas. Both have been the orbs that he's taken.
This is the slowest forming pizza we've ever seen in our lives. He's got
slow cooked.
Yeah, exactly. It's the slow cooked pizza. Something that I'm not sure exists. Maybe it does. Probably somewhere in the world, but for now at least, it's not going too well. This round actually slightly turning back, especially considering that they've utilized the res. They've now got 40 seconds to try and pull this round back again. Now there are still 2 buckies, so let's not get ahead of ourselves and say that this is going to be an easy victory for them, especially if they walk into the B site. You are only facing buckies. However, if they go A, they're up against rifles.
The benefit here, the retake would only be buckies, I guess. Being spotted out on mid, that fake in towards Hookah isn't going to sell anything at all. Good shot by Shados. The spray continued, and he catches Link afterwards. 10 seconds to get that spike planted. They have to deal with Shados now, and they do. There's an opportunity, but they decide against it, opting to save the weapons instead, and the first round will be found for Gambit. Again, on the Tom, I mean, we start this out and you say, hey, look, this is why they're losing, because they've got so many weak buys, and that's the round they win.
Yeah, but that's almost the thing that they didn't actually invest fully in this round. So it almost played into the point that why were they doing that before when they can still win the round without investing? Like that's the thing that doesn't make sense, because it was 2 save rifles and then the rest only bought, well, buckies. So they didn't even need the investment. They just had the save. And
god damn.
Well, Shados is someone that was highlighted very early in the tournament by Redgar himself as the player that they almost rely on sometimes to win them games. If he has a superstar match, the map is theirs. Well, that's one hell of a start. And playing an agent, which again we've sort of seen switched around, like something they clearly want to be playing, but it was initially defo. This is so risky for
Oh my god,
punished
Yampy.
very early on, wanting to try and challenge for orb control, and it has been bitten.
Nice. It's so big to take down the Viper too.
This is a full A play. Orbital strike. Smokes off to cover the site. They even blast back in. Shados is up close, but I'm pretty sure they heard him. Lost track of where he's gone amidst all these smokes. As he comes out towards the back of it. Sulcas is all gone. What was that? Straight through the smoke and the boxes. Yampy is gone. He's out of here.
Hello?
But more is needed. The flank play, good for 1. Defo needs so much more. Pull his team back into this one. The smoke down. It's such an easy spam for them.
man.
But the flank,
Come on.
Oh no, Chronicle. He almost got behind
Are
them.
you fucking kidding me, man?
And he does. triple to close out that round, and Gambit managed to find a second. All on the back of that Blade Storm.
I'm still trying to work, because that was a wallbang kill from Chronicle, and that I just don't understand. Like, he managed to kill a player straight into bathrooms, and that started off the whole retake. Like, that was utterly ridiculous. And then
why is no one watching flank?
Nobody watching the flank at all. This is something that was a little bit of a worry the previous time when we saw Nats on the flank, but the timing didn't work out for them this time. Well, we're seeing what Defo can do. And again, this is something that we highlighted in the last map. He had a bad map. Other than the collateral, I don't remember much that he did in the entirety of it. Now, if they're going to put the pressure on him, move away from the Raze on Shados and have him on that jet, he needs to make plays like that.
He updrafted over a tripwire.
Could have gotten more if he snuck up on the first player,
what I did? I didn't see that.
He goes straight in for the right clicks. Oh, hey, there we go. He's dashing out.
That made me very uncomfortable.
It was the right play, though.
It was, but it made me very uncomfortable. Because there's a world where he just gets owned by the Boombot. Would have tanked it.
There's another where they peek it and he kills them.
Oh my!
What a shot by Yampy! The dash on the side and an immediate kill. They have overrun it. Nats is gone and Yampy wants to continue this. He's just gonna swing in for the right clicks and dash right out of there. He's got a little more. Damage done. Redgar left on 25 HP, but he's just about managed to stay alive. Oh, he's sprayed away in the corner. I don't know how he's not dead yet. There we go. Eventually, the kill is found, and now, I mean, normally teams would consider a save, but this is Gambit. Oh my! This guy, he just doesn't see the walls. Killing everybody through them. They've got a real opportunity to take this. It's only Solkus in the corner. He's going to be spotted immediately, and Chronicle with another wall bang. What is this guy? 3-3. Gambit somehow get back into that site. Tom,
this is exactly how Split started too, chat.
He's just killing people through everything. Like that doesn't make any sense. I'm sat here very confused as to how he is managing to do this. This is now like 3 retakes, which they probably shouldn't have won, in spots that just don't make any sense. First, you like, what? Like, okay, fair enough. You knew he was there. That's something. Like, okay, I get it, but. Then just the last one as well. His teammates just gone down. He's like, screw it. I know he's there. I'll just wallbang him straight through. Another headshot. Fantastic round from Chronicle. And now you start to look at things again, and it's the same sort of spot. Like, Liquid are putting themselves in massive advantages.
Nice.
And then just somebody's bringing it back for Gambit. But I don't feel confident in Gambit's rounds. That's the difference. Like, I'm not sat here saying, like, they're winning these flawlessly. It's, like, really uncomfortable retakes that they managed to pull off miracles.
Just not safe anywhere versus that dude. We saw double shock darts come down, not find anyone. Just right behind Scream and Solkus. They're definitely looking towards the B side for now. They've given up all control over A.
What's your role in team?
PlayStation 私たちはあなたとエヴァに人類の未来を託している。僕が乗ります。シンジ君一人が命を懸けて戦っているわけじゃない。世界が終わるのに。僕は君と会うために生まれてきたんだね。君なんだよ。さようなら、すべてのエヴァンゲリオン。
Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines, but we refuse to let it pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. We will be the next greatest generation.
Liquid advance push by
and the EU poster boy.
2 players here, and Nats tucked in the corner. Is a good opportunity. The first kill is found, but he's plenty more players to contend with. Redgar is here to help.
Oh my
though,
fucking
and he's
god!
only hitting Eddies. An easy win for Gambit
as
they go up to 4. And now starting to look pretty dominant in these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, that round was much better from them. Like, it wasn't an uncomfortable retake. It was just a really solid hold. I think the difference as well is Nat's not just being wrecked in a lot of these early stages. Like, we've seen him push aggressively on A and get caught out completely. And then you had the round where I'm not going to fault him. He just got owned by Yumpy. Like, that happens sometimes. But after what was a solid start for Liquid and some solid positions, like, I don't want to say, like, they've not been, like, boomed out of any rounds except maybe that one. Now they have no money left. So Gambit have the opportunity to build from a spot where realistically we could see them with no rounds on the board.
Looks like Liquid are taking a page out of Gambit's book on this. A very slow default to start things off. We're going to be shifting towards the B side. These pistols. Oh, I think they're gonna pop some fake smokes here, I guess. Yeah, one down on middle. They start to move over. You can see the Gambit are not exactly convinced. Keeping just the default hold at the very beginning of the round. We come down to the final 50. Still pretty much all the utility there, and they've only spotted one player outside long, so it's... Oh, it is still prompting a rotation, though, Tom. They're going to gamble on it.
Yeah, they also popped a flash just before it, which I think might have got them a little bit of information as well. So I think they have a pretty solid idea that the push is going to be in this direction. Soulcast is also normally the one going for the entry frag as well. So unless it was a pretty big bait. Shadows, though, is dead. He's had his head popped by Scream. The Marshal doing work, and they might get the clearance as well.
Oh my god.
Nats. This has gone from a bit of a shaky position to a really dangerous one for Gambit.
Now, these light buys for both teams are incredibly
Why do
strong.
we only get into these?
Got to be a little careful there. You can get spammed through the cage, so he starts to move around. Redgar up close.
No, you can't do it.
Weapon out, but Scream uncharacteristically misses the headshot. Blink in the corner now detected. Chronicle takes him down, and Defo's in with more. Solkus is left alone, and he's locked out by a Cosmic Divide. He doesn't even know if they're defusing yet. It doesn't look like he thinks they are. That is a great shame. The defuse already through. And Solkus, he might have had that if it was a couple seconds earlier.
That was really expensive. I'm not sure why at that point they're still out in the open. Like, you've
Okay, so
won the
that's
round.
a good round from us, though. Overall, chat.
Hold on to the weaponry.
That was an eco. We planted and took out
no reason.
4 guns.
We've seen it impact.
That's a good round.
Divide, which we've started to see a few of them in this tournament. Still somewhat of a rarity. We're actually going to see Liquid call a timeout, and I think it's warranted because the last few rounds, okay, excluding maybe 1 or 2, have been very winnable for them. Like after plant situations, man advantage, in fact 2 men advantage in that spot, and then Gambit have been able to win retakes which just don't really look possible because there couldn't have been more information there. They even used a neural theft to make sure that they knew exactly where the retake was coming from. So Liquid have to be holding on to more of these rounds, and it starts looking away from, okay, Gambit are doing insane in these retakes, and then you have to start looking at Liquid and going, okay, well now there should have been an extra round on the board for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. It's the weird part considering the fact that at the start of the round they shouldn't win, and then they're almost certainly going to win, and we rock back and forth. That's what keeps this series so interesting, though. Like, every round is genuinely unpredictable to the point that even when you see sheriffs in hand, you're thinking that either team can win it out, and that's always been a feature of Gambit's play. The Team Liquid are stepping it up here. I like it. Oh, this aggression down middle at the start of the round. The operator is a good angle, and so does Shados, swinging into Yampy and falling right on back.
Camera taken out.
This is one spot as well where they've not had a whole lot of success. Like their early entries have not been great. Oh, it almost catches out Defo, but he's going to be able to get out of there. The perks of him being back on his jet. Boombot, of course, being used as an attempt to clear out some of these positions, but they're going to know at least there's a little bit in here. Even expecting a player to move off the spam of the nade, but Redgar is still surviving within that smoke. And we know how deadly that judge can be. He is very close to being dead. Gonna go back over to the other side. Now, of course, Nat still has to be here, so there's only gonna be 3 players on the other side of the map. But
fucking kill him with a satchel, dude. Imagine.
Yeah, especially now that Scream's been spotted with the Seeker, there's no world in which you see Redgar leave this position. He's going to hold it down tight with that Judge in hand. He's low HP.
Oh my God.
Makes that fight more of an even one than you're used to seeing. He's going to go around the corner and almost got the timing on the Solkas, but they still have so much to contend with, mainly in that Viper's Pit, but the rotates coming through as well. They're spraying away.
This guy, look at this guy.
The RNG's going to give it to them, and this time it won't. The blast pack by. How is that still alive? He's in the corner and doing damage to Link. Viper's Pit falling down, revealing the rest of Team Liquid for Gambit to just clean up and put 6 on the board now.
Man, they did well to waste a lot of time. That's all that Nats really had to do in that position, was just make sure that the rest of the team weren't able to just barrel out on the side. And again, I think by the point Redguard died,
take a guess.
They had the full rotation in. Sure, I think they left Defo on the other side of the map with the Operator. Not going to be that useful within the Viper's Pit anyway, but the rest of the team was ready and waiting for Liquid to walk in, and they've done well, especially in this round, to, even though not really go aggressive after the early fights, to keep so much map control that it was almost scripted as to where Liquid were going to go.
Look at this change-up now from Gambit. After showing the Judge in the previous round inside of Hookah, they're completely leaving that part of the map.
Oh my God.
For a much more aggressive play down through Bath, which completely blindsides Link. They know that these guys probably aren't going to try to rush down B, so they're happy to play early B long aggression, which gives them so much more freedom on that A site, knowing that they're likely to get the fight there along with the Viper Wall. This is just a gorgeous round overall. In fact, a flawless one for Gambit, not just in terms of every player staying alive, but what they took 6 damage. Yeah, only Redgar got hit.
It's gone from being like a lot of rounds where I've been feeling like Liquid should have won to Gambit dominating, and I do wonder if the wind has just come out of their sails, because well, we're not really seeing anything for them over the last couple of rounds, and they have been investing in them. They've been putting pieces on the table to try and get something done. Now, I'm looking at that Orbital Strike. When I see a team on an attack with Orbital Strike, I expect them to win that round. It gives them so much power with execution on either side. And we're actually, again, just going to see some early information finding coming out from Shadows. He's been all over the map thus far, and in the previous, it wasn't bad, but he has definitely been one of the difference makers so far.
Two through the smoke.
He almost got Link. He almost got Link.
This is the buy round. This is the full buy round for Team Liquid, and they've almost lost 3 players immediately. The res has to be committed. Link's on 40 HP. This is not an ideal start by any means. Not only a showstopper, but an orbital strike too towards the B site. Not going to be used quite as often, but the option's definitely there. The way Solkas has been playing B, typically just entering out with those blast packs, I think it's likely that rocket comes in. The star though.
This is the classic, but they've managed to basically avoid so much of it that they'll be able to reclaim some of that position. Rek already going to find another, and actually the showstopper gets nothing done. It's left all onto Scream, and well, that was 3 ultimates committed, 3 powerful ultimates for Team Liquid put into that round, and I won't lie, Mitch, they didn't even come close to winning it.
We're getting fucked right now.
Oh no, not at all. And I mean, once the star went down, I think that's the moment that you realize. I'm not sure the exact timing of it, but I'm pretty sure that they saw the star, they accepted it was there, then the orbital strike comes in. Obviously, the conscious decision at that point is that you're basically throwing away the orbital strike, maybe getting a kill with it, but probably not. But it will push players into the open, and once that gravity well is gone, you can blast pack into sight, play the showstopper. But sadly, Solkas just couldn't see these guys. He tried to catch an angle where he could see a player, but they were all in such good positions that eventually he just gets shut down. And from there, the round crumbles. Now looking at a
I need to order some food, chat,
9-3
to
half,
make me happy.
a weak buy for Team Liquid. We're seeing Spectres, a Judge, whilst effective on the defensive, a little harder to use on the attack.
Nice.
But Solkas still manages it.
Ooh, a bit of a risky fight for Chronicle, but it pays off within the smoke, keeps the advantage.
How many kills does this guy get?
We've seen them got that Cosmic Divide again, potentially used in combination already. They're going to get a lot of info. Shadows taking down Soulcast. That upgrade not going to help him out too much, and Scream desperately low on HP. Now, the same can be said for Shadows, but they're in a much better spot.
You know, you're ordering food for me?
Reduced to ashes, leaving just 2 players left, Link and
This fall, one woman will push herself to the limit by going down the street and back in record time. But she's got this, because when Shannon laces up in the Levitate 5, her alter ego comes out. And when she becomes the record wrecker, she'll show the world what happens when one runner goes down the sidewalk and ups the ante. Discover your alter ego today.
I haven't seen these Mongols before. I have to go back.
PlayStation.
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Cryptics to try and hold on to this round. Cryptics stuck in a close angle. He's going to have to grab well, but actually Link and Cryptics combine. They should now know where both of these players are. One of them wiped out and Cryptics so low on HP, but he's clinging to life. 45 HP, attempting the clutch. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
So
just
close.
about enough time, I think. Yeah.
How long was left? 0.66. Hopefully that's not a sign for Gambit's future. They're 9-3 up.
Switching
Wow. Yeah, but you know what, Tom? I'm gonna give you some credit here. For once, came into this map and you said, "Hey, you know what? I like Gambit's defense here. Yeah, it looks pretty good."
Yeah, it looks
What is our
alright.
clutch
It looks alright.
percentage?
They
9
only
in a row.
lose the only one round they really lost was the bonus of Liquid, which I don't think they'll be happy with. But other than that, yeah, I will say though, the early rounds, I think Liquid should have got more. Like towards the end, yeah, okay, this was a little bit close, but the majority of rounds, it looked like Gambit were just dominating. They had really strong holds. Their aggression started to become a lot more successful. But there were multiple times, including I think a 3v5 retake. And I want to point out, that was where there were 3 players left alive until they'd already defused the spike, and then 2 of them went down. So they didn't lose a single player in that retake. Those are the sort of rounds where I start looking at Team Liquid and going, you should have won that, let alone allow them to get away with as much as they did.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly, Gambit call a tactical timeout coming into the second half.
9 is all they get.
I wonder what they're discussing on this one. I mean, it's not like they need to win the pistol round.
Well, you say that. They did only get 1 round on attack versus Ascend. So, I don't know.
That's not great.
Yeah, their attack did not look good the other day. Their slow defaults weren't really working out. Now, I do think that Liquid are a team that, it sounds weird because Ascend do like to push, do like to get up in your face, but I think Liquid almost have to be a little bit more aggressive again because you're looking at that Jet Raze combination. Like, yeah, sure, you can do quite a lot with the paint shows, but you want to try and
Really,
push
I'll
the
order
boundary
it
a little
because
bit.
I have
And we
like
know
an
that Link is
explanation
going
on
to
the
get
address.
aggressive, so it's possible that
if
plays
not,
into
they never
Gambit's
find
hands
it.
a little bit, but I'm not like calling this done just yet. I do think that Liquid can put up some pretty heavy numbers on their defense as well. It's just whether or not, again, if they lose this pistol, they are kind of out of the map.
Very expensive early round. Shados uses up his Tiger, but it's blocked out by the ice wall coming out of Scream. Obviously working towards getting that res online in the very early stages of the round. Now they lose their wall for the later part, but I was going to say it's always worthwhile, but on the pistol, it's debatable in full buy rounds, definitely. As we come into the final minute, Gambit are starting to move around a little bit. They did play their default to start this one out. Now it seems their focus and their eyes are set on the B side.
Yeah, they can go hookah in this round because they know 100% that Link can't afford a judge. Other than that, they should be avoiding it for the entirety of the rest of the map. Pop flash. This is basically the judge of pistols, but it is only going to get him 1 kill.
Baguette's probably closed.
Yeah. Really good start. I mean, look, he could have had a shorty in that corner, Tom. You never know.
It doesn't have as
if
many
they're all close
bullets,
enough,
it doesn't work.
Could be an ace. 1 shot, 5 kills. You never know. But yeah, solid start. Plant achieved for Gambit. They're able to play post plant. Moving in towards long. Oh, they've even got Chronicle, who actually gets spotted. Scream. Didn't look like he was going to check it as he came out, focusing over towards Hookah. The last second he turns, still Cryptics falls. Good shot onto Solkus. Stops the defuse, and the spray down is good. 1v1 Redgar repositioning, but now Scream knows this guy has to be inside of Hookah. He's even managed to pick up the Sheriff, but he didn't think the peak would be in play. 10-3, Gambit win the pistol. And this is now looking very scary for Team Liquid, who should be taking an eco here most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time they would, but it's a horrible spot now because you're looking.
It was a millisecond from half.
Down the barrel of a loaded gun. Like, there were opportunities again in this round, but I just think that long after plant did so well to do as much damage as it did. Like Nats again, just being awkward, and they were very close to getting it to half, which I do wonder then if maybe Scream would have tried to bait out the time a little bit more. But when it's this far ticked and you haven't even got it halfway, it becomes an opportunity where he needed to try and get something there. Of course, a solid shot from Redgar closing the round. And is it really another Gambit tactical? Now I'm starting to question it.
Yeah.
Just every round from now on, they just call a tactical pause, which I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to do.
Oh yeah, they don't have enough for that. But I do wonder, you know, they're calling in this tac pause.
Empty, can you stop?
Is it kind of letting Liquid stew in it? Because they're coming up against an eco. They know 90% it's an eco, and worst case scenario, it's going to be like Spectres and Light Shield. So the majority of the time here, this is going to be the easiest round that you face off against. Maybe,
not
like I want to say, maybe it's extra security and just like guaranteeing that they don't give anything away that they don't need to. At the same time, they're seeing. It feels like there's an element of, hey guys, why don't you take a moment? Just look at the numbers up the top. Enjoy.
I think as well with like the past of Gambit, like how things have slipped away from them, I like this idea. Like, you don't want people to get like ahead of themselves. You don't want people to get in their own heads. So just don't overdo it here. Now, both players actually very close to winning out that duel. Defo low but healed up, and then the same could be said for Scream, although obviously don't heal yourself up quite as much as if you were healing a teammate. So that is a call for people to be a little bit more selfless, but in this case, I think we can let Scream off considering no one else is damaged.
Oh, nice flash. Doesn't really catch Solkus. Able to avoid the brunt of it and then gets
oh my god, dude.
Hello, the early half is a lot more impact for him than what we saw previously. They've got control over Bath. Nade is going to go through to stop that plant. It's not like the time is low. There's still plenty left to play with here for Gambit. It's going to be baited out once more by Solkus, who now wants to take the peek after. You could see it.
Oh my god, Nats is in
TP, double TP, but Nats is still in the spawn, and he's going to be coming up on that flank. In fact, just catching them as they rotate through, blissfully unaware that this player is still here. He doesn't know about Scream, and ammo is ultimately what saves Nats' life. Scream having to swap to the pistol gives Nats just long enough. So we end up with Link clutching it out. Not an ideal scenario. At least it was an eco, and I think all things considered, they have done more than enough damage already.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where if you look at this round in isolation, it's a good round. Like, it's absolutely fine for Liquid. I, in fact, think that they get a little bit unlucky that they don't get more from it. The problem is when you factor in the scoreline, then it's kind of not enough anymore, because you're 11-3 down. You want to be putting them in the bin completely, and considering they had opportunities in this round, it'll be a little bit more frustrating. And ultimately, it's this man again who has saved his team. Like, solid reads. I think also you have to give credit to Link in that position, because they almost tried to force them into a rotation, and he was ready for it. But it was just Nat's spot that kind of ruined the game.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
But it's not the first time we've seen that from Nats. Such a good play by Solkus as well to get up close, realizing that there's another flash possibly on the way, or maybe the player was even running. Trying to create some distance.
We just need to believe.
Now we come in 11-3, full buy for Team Liquid, and this is going to be the bonus round for Gambit. So on paper, they shouldn't be winning this. And this is where Liquid need to be pretty much flawless.
Yeah, this is one of those rounds that, well, if they lose it, we can basically call it done, but that's not really too impressive considering it's 11-3, and that would be 12. Now, Yumpy playing some pretty close positions. His opponent's waiting on the other side. You can see I'm enjoying the fact that they've completely avoided Hooker and Nats. He's playing that lurk roll. He's actually going to invest the Viper's pit. Now that is a surprise, because this is a round, as said, that we don't really expect them to win. So I want to see how he's actually going to get something done with this.
I've got your trail.
Well, yeah, it's the fact that you've got 2 Spectres, though. 3 Spectres, in fact. Obviously, the Silencer is going to be great, the rate of fire. But then even the Sheriff, you can find a lot of players one hit inside that ulti. But it's getting to the site that's going to be the problem. Shados manages to get that from afar. We talked about this now when it comes to Spectres,
my God.
and they are overrunning Liquid. This is a full buy for the defensive side, and somehow Gambit
it's a good vibe pool, to be
Viper's
honest, because they have Spectres.
Plan found with a man advantage and full weaponry to play with. Team Liquid are going to have such a hard time. This judge could be a huge difference maker. In fact, the first kill goes his way easily. Another close range duel, and Link is absolutely farming them.
They still need to get rid of Nats, and he's just playing on the edge. Now this does actually mean that the pit is going to fade completely. They're diffusing within the smoke, but actually Redgar's come around behind. The clear from Link, this might just be his round, and they've already got it halfway. He has to peek out onto it. He'll find the headshot through the box. Redgar with the clutch of bonus round.
You need more than a drink. You need an oh-so-delicate balance of creamy, fruity, and refreshing. You need real black tea blended with flavor-packed ice cream and sorbet. You need the new Iced Tea Freeze, only at Baskin-Robbins.
So, if you have a flat tyre, dead battery, need a tow or lock your keys in the car, Geico's emergency roadside assistance is there 24/7.
Someone help me! I have a flat tyre!
Oh, it's good for me. What do you think?
Geico.
Victory from Gambit. And well, map 3 now on the horizon.
Well,
it seems very unlikely that Liquid make this comeback. They would need 9 straight rounds in a row, and whilst we did see that from Gambit in the last half,
that's insane, man.
Exceptional circumstances. You don't see that every day. Good damage by Nats in that last fight to Link as well, softening him up, but Redgar didn't care because he was all about the headshots. And gorgeous clutch.
I'm ordering food. Fries,
and with that, I mean, I don't know what you do if you're Liquid right now.
Get ready for map 3.
Getting into this feels, yeah, I think so.
Like, I don't know what more we could really say at this point. Icebox definitely isn't a bad map for them. See, why? Why? Just smoke. Just why? Why go?
I'm gonna give you a reason here. And 12-3.
Yeah, but it's still one.
Is there any Dutch people here?
Like
what is raspatat?
I know that you can't just give up a portion of the map
fries
versus Team Liquid, but
what
like. See, look how nice and comfortable, easy. Just walk into A.
Yeah, but
Nats will get
is
some
that
kills.
sweet potato fries?
Just shutting it down. He's not even breaking a sweat. Look how relaxed he is. He just don't go hookah.
Second you see.
No, so it's either
he's chilling. He looks like he's watching a presentation on how to play
normal
Valorant,
fries
not
or
clutching it out.
raspatat fries.
Cryptic's running out his...
Oh, no.
Well, he's jumping, so he's definitely dead. That's a 4K for Nats, and I love it. First time in a long time I've seen the Viper actually pick up the orb and just use that, right? Use the little advantage as it fades away, catch him by surprise. 13-3.
God damn, copium. Raspatat. The fuck is this? Translate this page. Based on potato powder? No thanks. Oh my god, man. Instead of slice, mashed potatoes instead of slice. Okay, got you. We don't want that. We do want some extra Coke Zero though.